Drawing Differences art lessons help kids and adults explore and value racial diversity through art. The program has been used across the country, including in Amherst, Massachusetts, where we recently gathered at the Mead Museum of Art for a Drawing Differences celebration.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Illustrators Workshop and also representing Art Beyond the Color Line exhibition. This project, Representing, was a collaboration with EmbraceRace, who created Drawing Differences, yes.
Today, it's possibly the most exciting event I've ever worked on in the education department. 3 children illustrators at the event will talk about how they draw themselves. And kids also had the chance to play with some of the materials before the artists talk.
You just need to choose which part you want to make the most focal part. But it looks great, it's beautiful.
This is nice. Let me look again. See, the trick is you never stop drawing.
What are the benefits of drawing across difference? Drawing people, yes, who look like you, but also having that diverse diet in what you draw and spend time on? Like, why does that matter?
I think that the key to being a good illustrator is to depict the world as it is. And so someone might be like, okay, draw a city. And I might have in my head, oh, I'm gonna draw this person and I'm gonna draw this person. Why am I relying on this shorthand of what I've already seen rather than leaving my studio, going at and looking at people and discovering people as they are?
Drawing Differences includes videos, handouts, book suggestions, and more for each lesson. They're fun and completely free to use. It's been inspiring to see how different organizations use the program to support their missions and communities.
So I learned about the Drawing Differences curriculum from Emily Potter-Njai, who heads the education department here at the Mead, and I knew that the student museum educators here had been working with the curriculum and were having a wonderful experience learning from it and working with kids. And the more I kind of learned about this, I started thinking the way we learn to look at each other and represent each other, that has to be inspired by the art that we've seen. What I saw as a great opportunity with Drawing Differences and our collection was a way to pull out some favorite works, think about them in totally fresh ways, and to create an experience that was intergenerational and was going to bring people from across the campus and community together.
You did a little rabbit.
I did.
We have a gallery space specifically dedicated to showcasing this Drawing Differences curriculum. That wall is so popular. Every time I walk in, the wall is filled with so many different portraits.
Anything that I think ignites kids' curiosity is what we want to capitalize on. At Jones Library, I think we're the first place that piloted the curriculum for the Drawing Differences art lessons in an opt-in educational setting. And one of the things that made it feel so accessible that you didn't need to have specific art tools. You could do it with crayons, you could do it with colored pencils, that it was really just getting kids to think about those materials in a different way.
In my classes, I used the Drawing Differences curriculum, and my kids really enjoyed the process of exploring what it means to draw yourself, as well as other people that might look different from you. The first art lesson is kind of exploring skin color. Melanin is like brown, and that you need that to create different skin shades. And so students learning that, like, I have brown in me, even if I'm like this light skin or something like that. So that was interesting for them to explore, like creating a lot of skin shades. Then we kind of explored like facial features, like how could we draw different hair textures? How could we draw different eye shape or mouth shape or nose shape? And they enjoyed drawing different types of features and not always making something look the same.
The final art lesson is affirmation number 3, we feel seen. This lesson combines everything learned in the previous ones and asks us to draw diverse portraits and to talk about them. It's a portrait party. To celebrate this last lesson, we asked our special guests to draw each other. Okay, I think we're at the moment of the big reveal. Okay, this is Oge's drawing. Oh, great. And, amazing. This is, Raúl did this one of Oge. And Grace did this one.
By drawing someone from a photograph, they really become human, right? They're just not this black person, this Asian person. It becomes a real person with the characteristics and the personalities that you're giving it. So I think that's why it's really important to look closely and to draw closely.
Normally, we look at things in the shape they are, the shape of a face, but we forget there's a space in between the face and the wall, because the more you can see what we call negative space and the actual figure, the better you'll draw.
Color is just this really expressive moment that can just well big emotions in us. And so why wouldn't you want to use the power of something like that to help tell whatever narrative that you're trying to tell? But you're only going to see the color if you're observing closely. You're only going to see individuals if you're looking closely and you're paying attention to the colors and you're looking to the differentials. I think all three of those affirmations are all grounded in this idea of observation.
When I was a kid, which is the last time I really played with crayons, drawing differences has really made me think about this and remember. I rarely wanted to color my family in brown because it never matched our skin color and it always seemed to kind of dirty the images, which is really sad as I reflect on it now. So I would put a red dot on my mother's head, which is the Hindu mark of marriage, and then sometimes I would put like colorful Indian clothing on us to show that we were Indian, but it was the only way I got to really convey our ethnicity in any way.
I have one core memory of drawing myself, and it's probably the only one because I was sketching what I saw on TV or my favorite characters. I didn't have such a great idea of how I could draw my features, including my skin tone. I would rarely color the papers other than in the peach crayon or sometimes brown for the hair, but it wasn't me.
When I was little, I used to draw myself a lot. And I always struggled with picking out my skin color. In the summer, I'd be a little darker. In the winter months, I'd be a little lighter. I was always trying to find my color. I wish I knew I could just combine two different colors to like make my skin tone in order to paint a better picture of myself.